we had a big trip last week, international. We basically went to the other side of the world. So,
You dragged us out of bed. I mean, Eric and I were in bed together. I mean, this is pretty close to where we live. And I was at home. We were on break.
Yeah, we sleep in connecting beds like in Willy Wonka. Grandparents.
Yeah, guys. There's no rest in the paranormal world. So I'm sorry to drag you out into the woods again to just tell you a spooky story.
You said it was life or death, and then I showed up and there was a campfire and you had s'mores, and I was like, I know what's going on. I see what Greg's doing.
Yeah, it's the same thing every week. It's shocking that you guys still expect something different.
All right, so what's going to haunt my nightmares this week?
Well, so what I want to talk about this week doesn't really have like a localized region. So we're just kind of in the woods in general because it's a global situation. So tonight while we're out here, I want you to watch the shadows in the forest because the black stick men might be tough to notice in the dark.
I don't like that.
We're going to talk about the black stick men.
Yeah, I figured. I'm familiar. I can draw a stick man. I'm a little bit worried about watching for the shadows, though. Okay. All right, my nipples are erect. Let's do this.
Honestly, you're about 90% of the way at knowing what these things are, so you're good.
It's Greg's Cryptid Corner, where mysteries abound. Bigfoot, Mothman, monsters, let's see what we found.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Greg's Cryptid Corner, a podcast about monsters for weirdos. I'm your host, Greg, and as always, in these dark, dank woods, I'm here with my two guests, Dan and Eric. How are you boys doing today?
Doing well, ready for some stickman action.
Yeah. Do they fight? Do you remember those in like the early 2000s stickman fighting videos where people would like hand animate stickmen fighting to the death and like, what was it, like Macromedia Flash before they got bought by Adobe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on like E-Bombs World and stuff like that.
Do these stickmen know karate? I guess is what I'm wondering.
I mean, they might.
Okay.
They could.
It's a little less scary if they don't know karate. Anything, the creep level gets turned up 2 gauges if they know karate.
So you're terrified of all kung fu. The kung fu movies are horror movies to you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They can kill me pretty easily.
I do like watching movies where like monsters are doing like drop kicks and stuff like that. And it's like, come on. That's a human thing. Monsters. That's one thing we got over you. You got cool scales and stuff. We get drop kicks and roundhouse punches. Give us one thing.
Guns.
Oh, also guns.
Yeah. Humans and bombs, atomic bombs. That was an us thing. That's pretty scary. Are we the scariest monster of all?
Are we the monster?
I think we're the baddies.
Oh, no. It was coming. It was coming all along. We knew it.
All right. Well, my eyes are locked on these shadows, dude. I need you to talk about these so I can soothe myself by explaining away that they don't actually exist. I need that right now because right now I believe it.
Oof, good luck. So yeah, let me
damn it.
Let me tell you about the black stick men.
I was jogging before sunrise on a trail near the edge of town. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw some movement. I turned my head and saw what looked like a stick figure, jet black, impossibly thin, maybe 7 feet tall,
Jesus,
walking across the trail about 20 yards ahead. It moved in long, jerky strides, but fast. No face, no clothes. It didn't turn or react to me at all. I stopped dead in my tracks. Then it just wasn't there anymore. I looked for footprints or broken grass. Nothing.
This is a report from a witness in California in the early 2000s.
Okay.
So he kind of gives a good description of what is known as the black stick man, or it's often referred to as the black stick man phenomenon. Mm-hmm. And it kind of came out of nowhere. Reports started surfacing online around like 2005-ish, referencing like events that occurred in the mid to late 90s.
Well, that's around the time that the Stickman animations I was just talking about were all the rage.
Oh no.
Yeah. So maybe they broke out of the computer. Now hold on. That quote that he describes the Stickman as not having a face.
Correct.
Okay, so am I imagining like a loop, or am I imagining like a giant like ball?
A giant ball, like a filled-in black ball.
So it's filled in. Okay. All
Flat,
right.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's like if a black hole sprouted legs and arms and a little sticky torso.
It's exactly like a stick figure, but with a colored-in head, yeah.
Okay.
So they are extremely thin and completely black, like matte black. So like there's no reflections, there's no nothing to them. Most of the time they're humanoid shape, but there have been reports of potential like black stick animals accompanying them, which is kind of rad.
Oh, I like that they have like little dogs, cats.
Yeah, I think so. I think one report said there was like a stick horse, which just kind of
that's great.
It would just look like a sawhorse with a head.
Are these like one dimensional? Like they're like a piece of paper, like a floppy piece of paper?
Yeah, and I think we'll get to that. But basically, yeah, if you it's hard to describe, right? When we're talking about our own 3D world.
Right.
They're 2D in this 3D world. So a lot of times people reported saying like, no matter what direction it was going, it always was facing, or what I would assume was facing me. So like it didn't have a side because it would disappear. And maybe like this, the quote that I read, it said, it just disappeared. Like there was nothing there. It could have just turned and you can't see it because there's nothing there.
I am imagining, you ever seen those short films made by Dan Hertzfeld?
Don Hertzfeld, yes.
Yeah. What was that one called? It's so good.
I am a banana. Rejected.
Yeah, those are really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a couple like really beautiful, existentially devastating short films. I can't remember the names right now. You should Google it. If you like devastating movies, you should Google it. But he has that like really flat stick man kind of style. And I'm kind of imagining one of his characters like wandering through the woods. And I got to say, dude, nothing about this is scary.
Oh.
You're saying like check the shadows. I don't think I'll be freaked out if I saw this guy.
You wouldn't be freaked out if you saw a stick figure walking through the woods like that's normal?
7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you put it that way, I would just assume I like accidentally microdosed on something.
I also wonder if they like make noise.
Yeah.
Because that's scary if they don't, Like they're not crunching leaves and they're not like, that's pretty freaky.
Most of the reports comment that they don't make noise.
Okay.
That they're silent. Yeah.
So good roommates.
And they move in a way that like it looks like they're walking, but it's more like floating. So we'll get into that in a moment as well.
Is it Gumby?
If you think of Gumby like that, like Gumby is kind of that kind of thing.
It's kind of scary too. Gumby's like terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, he can turn into different things. He's made of clay. He's horrifying.
Just picture him 7 feet tall, peeking around a tree at you.
No face.
Yeah. Terrifying. Yeah, so basically, like I was saying, they look like the stick figure drawings that we've all done when we were kids, and I still do today because I can't draw. Now, while some black stick men are average human height, they can range up to an estimated 10 feet tall.
Wow.
And the taller versions are associated with witnesses feeling dread or unease.
How many witnesses are we talking?
I mean, I read a lot on Reddit and other like blog posts about it. So it's not just a couple. Okay. I have 3 witness reports in here, but I just grabbed 3 that I liked, but there were a ton of other ones. And it's in like the UK, the US, Canada, like all different countries they're popping up.
Is it always in the woods?
It's not always in the woods.
Okay.
And it's in the script later, but it's not always at night either.
Okay. All right. So I'm beginning. Ooh, do you smell that? I'm getting a whiff of a future diatribe from Greg about interdimensionality and whether or not these creatures are popping in and popping out.
They're just slipping in and slipping out. Razor thin. Just slipping through the cracks.
I think, yes, that'll come up. But there's also something else that comes up.
Okay.
So it's
all
okay.
Right. I'm here.
You have to play the dimensional card with these creatures.
Is it a sulfur smell?
There's no reports of stink. So yeah.
So no smell, no sound. They can just they're matte, right? So they're not reflective, so they absorb light So it sounds like it's not that you see light bouncing off of them like you normally
see
with
the
every
absence.
other. Right. They're like so they're almost like made out of shadow.
Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. You guys are jumping way ahead.
I think Art Bell did a thing on like the shadow people. I don't know if that's similar to this, but
we should just keep going because it sounds like we want to keep going.
All
right.
There's a lot here. Yeah.
Oof, do you feel that tugging on your cheek, Eric? We're hooked.
So, like I said, like the tall ones are associated with feelings of dread and unease. Some even described their encounter as feeling like they were being observed, while others said it seemed like the black stickmen were just completely unaware of the people around them. Now, on top of that, they also move in like a weird, glitchy, jerky kind of way, never leaving footprints or tracks, and seem to be massless and flat, like they exist in a two-dimensional plane of existence.
Okay, hear me out. Reality is a simulation, and these are admin accounts.
Okay, keep that in mind.
Okay,
hold on to that.
All right.
So
you can't see
like
it,
I said,
I'm just holding my crotch.
I know that's how you remember
my
things.
admin account.
Yep. So like I said, reports have been from all over the world. So these babies don't have any borders. And tracking them is basically next to impossible because they are seen just disappearing behind an object or even just dissolving or being erased from sight entirely. And they happen at nighttime and during the daytime. Now, a witness in British Columbia in 2020 stated,
"It walked across the field behind our house. I was watching it from the window with my dog next to me. It was tall, maybe 8 feet, limbs too long. It didn't make a sound, and even the dog didn't bark, which was strange. Just watched quietly with his ears tucked back. The figure vanished as it passed behind a tree, but it didn't come out the other side. I checked. No footprints in the snow."
So what are the black stick men? Now, Eric, you brought up shadow people. And like I hate talking about the shadow people because we haven't done an episode on shadow
This
people
is like the third time they've come up.
I know, but no, I don't think they're shadow people, only because shadow people are typically described with like more shades of gray, more depth to their bodies, and they seem to be like associated like always with fear and dread. On top of like the what's it called? Sleep paralysis and bedrooms and more inside.
Like hallucinating.
Yeah. So that's the main reasons I don't think that they're shadow people.
I do think there's like a peripheral, and I'm not saying this is what's happening for sure, but you've caught things out of your peripheral vision, right? Where you thought somebody like was in the room with you, like a person, and you look over and you're like, oh no, by myself. That was weird, you know?
Yeah. So what are you saying? That so you're leaning into dimensional being?
No, I'm just saying maybe it's your brain like playing a trick on you out of your peripheral vision.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Oh, a less fun concept, I see.
Yeah, and everybody has like past experiences with stick figures. Like everybody starts with stick figures. Like even describing like the stick figure animals and stuff like that sent me back to like grade school and doodling during history class or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk about that concept in just a minute, but I do need to talk about, could this just be another instance of dimensional beings? I think like not necessarily higher level dimension, but actually a lower level.
Oh.
So like existing in our kind of same dimension, or I guess same reality, but on another like 2D plane, and somehow cross over due to like a reason. I have no idea what the reason would be, but they kind of just exist in this sort of 2D liminal space where just intersections occur, and that's when they kind of peek through.
It's like 8-bit dimension.
Yeah, basically. Like, I mean, you know, the whole like idea of
1D is a point, 2D is a plane, 3D is XYZ, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that whole like
in 4D because there's time.
Well, yes, but you can't see time.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
But
what do you think time looks like? Shit.
Flat circle.
Man, you answered that
there
fast.
You go. Yeah. Well, He's a true detective. That's what I've always said. Eric, the true detective.
I was trying to think of what time could look like. The only image, I swear to God, this is true. The only image I could conjure to my mind was, think of like a toilet paper roll, but instead of paper, like the toilet paper, it's like infinite tortilla.
Oh,
wait,
like a tortilla,
wait, what?
tortilla roll. But it's on like a cardboard tube, and you could just wheel out as much of it as you want.
I'm just picturing wiping my butt with a tortilla roll.
Well, I mean, you had tacos the night before, bada bing, bada boom. You got leftovers, baby.
I mean, we don't always pack well for these camping trips, so that'll happen at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, so they could be shadow people. I don't think so. They could be dimensional beings. I kind of don't think so. There is another one, and Dan mentioned it. But I want to hear a witness report from Iowa in 2007 first.
I saw one standing by a cornfield at dusk. It looked like a stick figure from MS Paint. It twitched like it was buffering. Its legs jerked halfway forward and then back again, like a corrupted animated loop. Then it started walking again and faded into thin air after a few steps. Not like it vanished suddenly, more like it got erased.
So when I read that quote, I kind of got thinking about simulation theory. So could it be like, could Black Stickman just be like a bad render or some sort of glitch in that simulation? Like to me, that would make sense, because if you think about like base level design for video game characters or CG characters in a movie, they're essentially built with like a stick figure frame inside, which is then layered on.
Yeah, but animation bones.
Yeah, so and the stick figure is what is used to manipulate the movement of it. So if let's say we're in a simulation and the render of an object is faulty, you would just see, like, you know, they T-pose a lot in video games when something's broken. So if you think like if this is what happens when the simulation breaks, that you just see the animation bones. Is that what you called it?
Yeah. You're saying there's a little bit of Black Stickman in all of us.
You know what? There is a little bit of Black Stickman in all of us. Potentially, if we're in a simulation. But this is like the best idea for me personally that I've heard about so far for simulation theory.
Well,
yeah. What you got?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, it's jarring for me to hear. I'm so used to cryptids being like early 20th century or like late 19th century folktales, and it's always strange to hear. Like, this is a testimonial about a cryptid that drops MS Paint in it, you know. And it talks about like it's buffering. It's got like a corrupted animation loop. It's, you know, like they're using like modern technological nomenclature. And it has me wondering, like, you know, people weren't really talking that much about simulation theory, or maybe we didn't have the vocabulary for it until well after the internet dominated all of our brains and all of our waking hours. So maybe like the real simulation theory is the more time we spend on the internet, the less time we spend in the real world. And so the more we just assume the real world, this thing that's becoming like slowly alienated from us, is actually like the fake one that we're choosing to spend our time in instead.
So simulation theory is the friends that we made all along.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. That's the most like freshman in college shit that I think I've ever said in my entire goddamn life. I'm so sorry.
I'm saying
this. It sounds kind of like internet-brained, terminally online people step out in the woods and touch grass for the first time in like 6 years, and like out of the corner of their eye they see like My Little Pony characters or like whatever bullshit they watch all day. Like a meme jumps out from behind a tree and they're like, what the fuck was that?
I do think it's interesting that it's the 2000s. Like, it's fairly recent.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I have to tell you, like, after I've been playing Call of Duty for too long, when I go to bed, I feel like I'm moving.
Yeah, I have that too.
Like I'm rocking on a boat. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Like my eyes are still like tracking the screen or something, and I feel like I'm like in motion. So maybe it's something with like online presence that you're talking about, Dan, or like too many computer screens or too much screen time. I don't know. There's something going on with like the fact that it's a recent phenomenon.
Or like there's always a moment, or there sometimes is a moment where you look at something and there's like you have to take a second for your brain to register it. and you're like, what is? Oh, that's like a nude man on a boat. I couldn't figure out that was a nude. I thought it was a naked bear. I don't know. This is a weird example, but you know what I mean. When it takes you like a second to identify what is this thing that I'm looking at.
Yeah,
it's like your brain is buffering, but where previously we would have like filled that gap with something natural. Now in modern days, we are filling those gaps with digital concepts because that's just what we're used to seeing.
Yeah,
like we're used to seeing T-posing glitchy CGI now.
I mean, one thing I forgot to mention about the black stick men that they also reported like elevated static electricity in the areas during like the to me that also goes towards like simulation or like some sort of computer technological aspect and not necessarily just like dimension. I mean, you could say we have no idea. So you could say, oh, like a burst, like a surge of electricity is required or happens when you shift dimensions. But like, that's just conjecture at that point. But we do know electricity is involved in technology. So
yeah, that's kind of cool. What if they're just really shy?
They could just be really shy. Maybe they're very apprehensive and anxious about their, how skinny they are. Like I know I'm a fat guy, so I'm always anxious about my appearance. But they're the polar opposite. They're thin as sticks.
They're whatever like alien species they blush pitch black. So that's why they're just constantly embarrassed and trying to skitter out of view.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you like the black stick men phenomenon? When I heard about it, I was kind of like, man, this is the weirdest. It's both the weirdest and the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, it's just stick figures, but I kind of like it.
I kind of like it too. I like that it's not just isolated to one small like area. And I also like that it's a recent.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I do like the concept of like, if we are in a simulation, there's some sort of, like you said, Dan, like an admin or like leftover bones from, some sort of animation or like a glitch or I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Yeah, I have two ideas. One idea is if we are in a simulation, could these stick men be ghosts? When you die and like maybe during the death process you glitch, your bones, your animation bones are left terminally unrendered and you wander the globe like popping in and out of existence. That's kind of, I mean, I don't think that's actually true, but that's really fun to think about. The other thing that I was thinking about is I'm gonna bring these two things that Greg loves to talk about together. If we do live in a simulation, what does interdimensionality mean? Like in the context of a simulation?
Other
simulations, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. I guess that answers my question really patly. Thank you. That's what it means.
It's concurrent servers running concurrent dimensions. So if you think about like a server farm, each server being a reality, that's basically just parallel worlds, right? Just parallel like simulation worlds.
Oh, you just gave me an idea. Okay, so you know when like back in the day when you're playing like Doom on your computer, like back in the 90s or SNES or like one of the old gaming systems, you know how every time a new gaming system comes out, the graphics look so good, and then you go back and you play the old one, and you're like, holy shit, how did I ever think this looked real? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like graphical fidelity jumps. Mm-hmm. What if that's happening, but in real life? What if the stick people are actually what the world looked like 100 years ago? But it's just the rendering technology has gotten good, and so has our ability to interpret it. And now, like when we see something jump at us from the past, it's like, oh shit, that looks badly rendered.
Yeah, I mean, we have proof of that actually, because if you look at like photographs from 60 years ago, they're black and white. The world didn't have color yet.
Well, you look at cave drawings; they all kind of suck.
That's true. And if you think of cave drawings, there's a lot of stick people.
Yeah,
a lot of stick animals.
There's a lot of tall, stick weird people with big heads.
Yeah. So
with little pets.
I didn't even bring
around.
that up because I totally forgot. There's a lot of stick people in our history. And maybe that's why we draw them as kids. Because, listen, we forget a lot of what happened when we were young. Like, I think you can see ghosts. I think you could see things we can't see anymore when you're a baby. And maybe toddlers are drawing stick figures because that's what they see.
Well,
and not just because it's the easiest way to represent a human, and we still use them for bathroom signs.
Yeah.
But
Greg, do you think these are real?
I kind of do. Yeah.
All right.
Like I think there's a case for them. It's not like it's such a ridiculous thing. It really depends on how bad your brain is broken that you could be like, yeah, there's a lot of reasons. Our history alone has too many stick people popping in and out of drawings and all this kind of jazz, and we've developed technology to a point where we can understand that, like the stick people, and we have words for it now, and they didn't used to. So it was just a drawing on a wall.
Oh, it was hieroglyphics, right?
Yeah,
or even
Native American and caveman drawings. You know, it's all throughout time.
Yeah.
But what about you? Do you buy into this?
No. Are you surprised? No, I don't buy into the Reddit stories about stick people in the woods, but I like the ideas that it put them. I like thinking about an infinite toilet paper roll made out of tortilla. I never would have gotten that without Stickman. So I like the stories. That's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Eric, how about you?
I'm the same. I really like the stories. I think the interesting part is that the no sound, the weird gliding, the fact that they're 10 foot tall, the feelings of dread, the static electricity. Like at first I didn't think they were very scary, but now I'm kind of like, if I was alone in the woods and all that shit was happening simultaneously, it would be pretty freaky, you know?
I agree. Well, that was our discussion on the Black Stick Men. Maybe tonight Dan and Eric will see them in the woods and they'll change their opinion and think that they're 100% real, because they are. But yeah, and guys, Greg's Cryptid Corner doing well. We got another 5-star review.
Oh, right.
Hey, that's nice.
So it's from Jeff the Agro Pelter. So watch out for Jeff. He's going to throw sticks at you from a tree.
He'll pelt you.
Heading is greatest tagline of all time, and it just says, I am Squonk, you are Squonk, go birds.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
yay.
Thank you,
Squonk,
Jeff.
you are Squonk. Go birds.
If you can, leave us a 5-star rating and a review, and we're going to read them out on the show. We're only going to read the 5 stars, because if you put a 4 or less, you're just making me sad. I'm already sad. Why do we want to increase that? But and follow us on Instagram at Greg's Cryptid Corner, all one word. I'm not going to spell that because it's hard enough to type the word cryptid for some reason. I didn't, let alone trying to spell it without looking at it. I'm a dummy. But yeah, so we'll
telling on yourself.
I know this is Greg's therapy corner tonight. So probably Fridays. I don't know if I'll remember each week, but probably Fridays I'll put a post up about what the next cryptid will be or the next topic. So follow us there and you can read up on it on your own. And then I guess you'll just hear the same information on Wednesdays when the episode comes out. So just do you.
You do you, and we love you. And I love these woods.
We do love you.
Pennsylvania has nice woods.
I love the woods. And we've already said it, but I do want to make this kind of just our the tagline at the end of the episode. I am Squonk, you are Squonk, go birds. It just feels good. It feels good to say that. But yeah, you guys haven't had any weird black stick men, shadow people experiences, have you? What's the weirdest nightmare you've ever had?
I vomited spiders once.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I did, when I was a teenager, I had recurrent dreams of spiders crawling all over me and then vomiting spiders.
Wow. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I had one where we were playing hide and seek from a werewolf, and if he found you, he ate you.
That's pretty intense.
Jeez.
Wow. Eric, what about you?
Oh, I only have wet dreams. It's pretty upsetting. Won't stop.
It's pretty upsetting.
Way too old for that.
Wakes up dehydrated.